lecture. And before we get into today's lecture, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button and notification button. Support my channel, subscribe to my channel, and help me reach my goal of my first 1,500 subscribers for my YouTube channel. So with that being said, let's get down to today's exciting live stream lecture. The focus of this lecture is going to be how to stay motivated as a content creator. How to stay motivated as a content creator for any social media platform. So pay attention. First of all, what is a content creator? Before we dive into some tips to keep you feeling inspired, I'm going to touch on what a content creator is and what they do. A content creator is someone who produces and distributes online material such as videos, blogs, articles, podcasts. Even this live stream lecture will consider me as a content creator for my YouTube channel. When brands started noticing how beneficial it was to be on a social media, this need to be able to produce content regularly and consistently increased dramatically. There can be a lot of pressure for one person or a team, which is why it's so important to find ways to stay inspired in your work as a content creator. Otherwise, it's easy to get bogged down and lose sight of why you're doing this in the first place. That's why for every content creator, whatever platform you own, you really do need to have a concept behind your channel. So I'm going to talk about some tips on how to stay inspired. Number one, get involved in your community. Attend meetups, workshops, or networking events. Get out in the real world and introduce yourself. Talk to people about your platform on social media. You gotta get out there. I spend a lot of time in the real world just meeting people, talking to people, marketing my channel and marketing my brand, marketing my business. You'll be surprised at how much inspiration you can find by surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals in marketing your channel. I get a lot of ideas from people in the natural environment on future topics. They will sometimes tell me, Miss Holiday, could you do a topic on resilience? I did a recent topic on resilience, and that suggestion came from one of my young subscribers, female subscribers who works at Food Lion. Follow other content creators on social media and engage with their content. The more you immerse yourself in your community, the easier it will be to find ideas for your own content. But still, just be mindful to strike a balance with all of that, because being a content creator for any one of these platforms, that's just what it is. We still got to get up and live our life. We got to go to work. We got to manage the business of our household. We got to take care of ourselves, take care of our kids. We still got to do all those things, and that does not stop because we are a content creator for a particular platform. Number two tip is very important to take a break from social media. Social media can be both a blessing and a curse for content creators. On one hand, it's an amazing platform to share your work and connect, but on the other hand, it can be a huge time suck and source of comparison. So make sure you are maintaining and striking a balance as being a content creator and being on these platforms, in striking that balance and managing the business of yourself and your household and taking that break. If you find yourself scrolling through the different platforms for hours without getting anything done, or if you find yourself feeling overly critical about your work, it might be time to take a break. Meaning disconnect from social media will help you focus on other things and might even inspire you to come up with new content ideas. You know, my schedule is busy enough, so I only allocate a certain amount of time as a content creator where I'm working behind the scene. Then I have a schedule where I do my live streams. And once I do that, I go ahead on about the business of my day, the business of my week, and the business of my life. And I'm here to tell you. Number 4 tip, keep a journal or notebook with you, something to write on. You never know when inspiration will strike. So it's important to be prepared. You know, I keep a pencil and a piece of paper on me pretty much everywhere I go, because when I'm coming and going back and forth to work in a natural environment, an idea can just pop in my head on the next topic, and I just write it down real quick so I won't forget and keep it moving. So keep a small notebook or journal with you at all times and jot down any ideas that come to your mind, no matter how big or how small. So this will help you capture your ideas before they slip away. Because if I don't jot it down, I'm not going to remember. You know, I'm not going to remember. So I'm going to have to jot that concept down. And so it can provide me a reference point for when I'm feeling unstuck in terms of creating content for my next live stream upload. Number 5 tip, set some structure for your content creation. So if you find yourself feeling uninspired, it might be because you don't have a clear plan or vision for your content. You know, just like I'm delivering this live stream lecture, but make no mistake, there's certain times in my schedule where I'm literally sitting down, pulling my content together. It may involve a degree of research and prior to presenting the live stream lecture. You know, that's that due diligence behind the scene. So I have a certain schedule, a time in my day where I'm just focusing on creating content and getting it ready to present to the masses. So try setting some structure for your content creation process. This could mean brainstorming ideas ahead of time, scheduling specific days or times to create content, or batching your content creation. Having a plan, a strategic plan, will help you feel more organized and motivated to create. You know, that you gotta have a schedule. You gotta have a strategic plan. You gotta have a business plan. You gotta have a schedule, you know, in order for you to be in control of your platform versus your analytics controlling your behavior and feelings. And number 6 tip is get outside. Sometimes the best way to find inspiration is to explore the world around you. Take a walk, take a hike, visit a new place. The fresh air and change of scenery will do wonders for your creativity. Don't forget to bring your notebook with you, and I'm here to tell you. Number 7 tip. Get your adrenaline pumping. That's very important. Did you know that adrenaline can actually help increase your creativity if you're feeling stuck? So try doing something to get your adrenaline pumping. This could be anything from working out to watching a scary movie. You know, I work out 3-4 days a week. So a lot of times when I'm working out, an idea will just pop in my head when I'm working out, and I just got to make sure I jot it down real quick, and I'm here to tell you. The key is to find something that gets your heart rate up and get you out of your head, so you can have that creativity for your next content creation. I'm here to tell you. And most important is number 8, and this is critical, is you gotta take a break. You gotta take a break, a real break. Get out of town, go out of town, use some of your PTO, your vacation time on your job, and go on a vacation. And that don't mean, this just me talking. That don't mean, while you're on vacation, you're still on social media, you're live screening. No, it's got to be a balance. It got to be a balance from that social media and when the cameras are off. And I'm here to tell you, because if the cameras are always on, then that's not a vacation. It really isn't. This will help you clear your head, recharge, and come back feeling refreshed and ready to create. Just going for a drive or stepping away from social media for a bit, or it can even be for 1 or 2 days. You can even do a stay vacation and pamper yourself. It can do wonders, and I'm here to tell you. And tip number 9 is get out of your comfort zone. Try new things. Try new things, and try new things is a great way to find inspiration. It can be anything, something as simple as trying a new recipe, or researching a different topic, learning new skills, exploring different creative ideas. Stepping outside of your comfort zone will help you find new ideas and ways to approach your content. And I've used all these tips and strategies, not just because I'm a YouTube creator. I use all these tips and strategies throughout my professional life, because I've always had a side business outside of my day job for over 20 something years. So these tips and strategies is nothing new for me. And tip number 10, read or watch something inspiring before you start creating. Just like listening to music can help you get in your head some fresh ideas, come up with some fresh content. Reading or watching something inspiring can also do the same. Rather it's a blog post, a book, find something that gets you excited about your topic and use it as motivation for your own content. Because I do a lot of reading. One of the books that I'm reading right now, I've read several books, not just my book. I'm reading this book right here, Make Money on YouTube. This is a very, very inspiring book by a young lady by the name of Jeannie Horkey. This is my second time reading this book. This book, she breaks it down. She keeps it real. It's giving me some fresh ideas as I continue to cultivate my YouTube channel. This is another book I've read by one of my personal friends, Out of Bound Pocket for Victory, where she is actually approaching whatever goal that you have, that you're trying to achieve. She approach it from a coaching / spiritual standpoint. And this is a phenomenal book. I've read it a couple of times. So a lot of times I'm just doing a lot of reading. I ain't even doing nothing on social media. I'm just focusing on just reading other people's material as I take a break from social media to get inspiration. This is another good book that I read, The Iceberg Effect by Dean Holland, where he literally just breaks it down and how he talks about how he developed his strategic game plan in cultivating his YouTube channel, monetizing his YouTube channel, and also how he got into affiliate marketing. This is a very inspiring, motivational book written by Dean Holland. So there's a lot of books out there. There's a lot of things that you can do to inspire, to motivate yourself as a content creator, other than just thinking you always gotta, be uploading and live streaming and got the cameras rolling all the time. There's a whole lot to do behind the scene in ways that you can empower yourself by reading books, by listening to inspirational music, by taking downtime, turning the camera off, and etc., or having a schedule and just sticking to that schedule. And once you're done with what you got to do in terms of YouTube that day, and it ain't even always got to be having the cameras on. It can be just jot down ideas, research. I do a lot of research behind the scenes or behind literally every upload. So there's many other things you can do to inspire yourself other than having the cameras on all the time. Key thing is do not fall into the comparison trap. I'm gonna say that again. Do not fall into the comparison trap. Because let me tell you a little something about life. I don't care where a person's at in their channel. I don't care if they have 1 subscriber or 1 million subscribers. Everybody got to go through that criteria and got to go through some steps behind the scene. When you look at channels that are already monetized or with many subscribers and views, what people don't talk about is the footwork behind the scene, the years of blood, sweat, and tears in getting to that point. So don't fall into the comparison trap. As a content creator, it's easy to get caught up in the comparison game with social media. Don't do it. We have access to more content than ever before, which can be both good and bad. It's good because we can find new ideas and get inspired, but it's bad because it's so easy to compare our work to others and feel like we're not good enough, or our channel is not where it's supposed to be, or our views ain't where it's supposed to be, or subscribers or watch hours. Get out of the comparison game. If you find yourself feeling discouraged or uninspired, it's important to take a step back and remember that everyone's journey is different. My journey is my journey, and your journey is your journey, because you don't know what's going on in my household. You don't know the full scope and brevity of my schedule, just like I don't know what's going on in your household, and I don't know the full scope and brevity of your schedule. So each person's journey is unique to them. Take time to celebrate your own achievements, no matter how big or small, and focus on your own progress. My YouTube channel is just one aspect of what I do under my company name, Paris and Associates Resource Center. That's just one aspect. I got about 3 projects that I'm working on simultaneously, and I'm giving myself a target due date to have all 3 of them done by May of next year. So as a content creator, that's just one aspect that I do under my company name. And so that's why a business plan, scheduling, blocking out time, keeping that balance is critical in my world, because I know it's more to Marie Holiday than just being a content creator and with the goal of monetizing my YouTube channel. That'll come. I ain't even worried about that. But what people need to understand is we all got to go through the steps. We all got to meet those criterias in terms of 4,000 watch hours within a 12-month time frame. Making sure you ain't got no active community strikes on your YouTube channel. Also making sure you've got your 1,000 subscribers, and you got to do all of those things, and then you got to sustain it. So we all got to go through those doors. So focus more on some of these tips and strategies that I talked about in terms of how to stay inspired and motivated as a content creator. Develop a business plan, have goals and objectives that's driving your channel. And the key thing is you got to have a balance. And I'm here to tell you, one of the other goals that I'm working on, I'm having a contractor as I speak, or launching my business website that will be coming in the near future. That's one of many goals that I'm working on, but I'm really excited about my business website getting ready to be launched pretty soon. And one of the primary service that I'm going to be providing under my company name, Paris and Associates Resource Center, is professional business coaching services, where I will provide the service to customers to help them develop their initial business plan. Those services are also going to include to help them develop their goals, 3 goals, to also assist the customer in developing objectives that link directly to the goal. And also under that, those services is going to include 4 coaching sessions. Be on the lookout for the launching of that website in reference to that specific service that I will be providing in the near future. But to be honest with you, I'm just laying the groundwork right now. I will, leave a description. I will leave my email address in the description if anyone want to send me the email information just to get a little bit more information about that launching of those services I'm going to be providing. I will only accept a maximum of 10 paying customers because I want to keep it in enjoyment mode after I retire. So be on the lookout for that in terms of another service that I'm going to be providing under my company, Paris and Associates Resource Center. And that's a good example of on how simultaneously I got a couple of things going on in terms of cultivating and monetizing my YouTube channel and launching my coaching services to assist people in developing their initial business plan in regards to whatever goal or objective that they are trying to achieve. Because I'm here to tell you, if you are out there doing something, I don't care what it is, and you do not have a business plan on paper that is a living, breathing document where you are frequently looking at that business plan, touching that business plan, updating that business plan, and as you accomplish one goal, you put down the goal achievement of the goal on there, then you add a new goal. So if you ain't doing that, I've always known for the 20-something years I've had my side business, I've always known to get a business plan on paper. Because if you don't have it on paper, then it's just up here in your head, and you ain't got it on paper where you can look at, touch it, and breathe it, and revise it on an ongoing basis. That's my pet peeve, because I talk to a lot of people in the real world. And I'm listening to these people, and they're telling me all these things that they're doing. But then I'm just listening. Then I may ask them the thought-provoking question: Do you have a business plan on paper with identified goals? And for each identified goal on that business plan, do you have 3 measurable objectives that directly link to the goal? And do you have a projected due date for each goal? Because the projected due date is going to hold you accountable to do what you say that you're going to do. And every time I ask people that question, they become stuck with an answer. And that is the key reason why people fail in trying to accomplish their goal. They ain't got nothing on paper. Even with my book, Awake Financial Freedom, it took me almost a year and a half to write my manuscript. But you better believe that I had a goal on my business plan to write my manuscript, to write my book. The goal was to write my book, Awake Financial Freedom. That was the goal. And 3 measurable objectives that I wrote down that link to the goal of the manuscript is, number 1, every Saturday for a year and almost a half, for 2 hours on Saturdays, I was sitting down and writing my manuscript. That was an objective that linked to the goal. Another goal objective that I did in terms of writing my manuscript is I sat down and I had to create an outline for my book, and for each outline, give a title to the outline. And so I completed that. I think it's 10 chapters in my book, 10 chapters. And so that was another goal that directly linked, another objective that directly linked to the goal. And then on the far right of that business plan, I put down a projected due date to have that manuscript done 18 months in the future. And I actually got it done a little earlier than that because if you don't give yourself a projected due date, then you're not going to be able to hold yourself accountable to achieve the goal. So I literally had that written down on my business plan, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm here to tell you. So again, if you have questions, send me some questions, send me some comments. And with that being said, that's all I have. And I also noticed that some of my supporters have been chiming in on this live stream lecture. Everybody know that I do live stream lectures in lecture format versus dialogue. Everybody's style is different. I really do want to appreciate everyone who has been chiming in to listening to this powerful lecture, for supporting my channel, for subscribing to my channel. And with that being said, Simplify, Simple Fidelis, and I'm going to leave you in the care of your own conscience. Have a great day.